From today onwards, we are going to discuss some of the new topics of the current relevance, right? And we are going to start in from cross-border remittances, right? Before this, we have already discussed, and in the last video, I told you to discuss this cross-border remittances topic in the next class, right? Okay, everyone. Should we start now?
Yes, sir, we should.
Okay. Now, the first topic is cross-border remittances. And what is this cross-border remittances? Remittances are the money which is sent by the individuals which move from one country to another. Okay, so if a person is going, suppose this is India, and a person is going to the USA for work. Okay, and he earns some money, or you can say dollar, and when he sends it back, this is called remittance, right? Now, India submitted a draft report to reduce the cost of cross-border remittances at WTO's 13 Minister Conference MC13. So you should remember that ministerial conferences are the meeting of the parties which are held for WTO. Right, you should remember this. You should also remember that 13th ministerial conference has recently been conducted. And where this ministerial conference was conducted, it was conducted in Abu Dhabi. Right, you should remember. These are the things which of recent happening that you should remember. Now, why this India proposed a draft to reduce the cross-border remittance? Okay, but you should also remember that India, though India has proposed it, it was not included in Abu Dhabi Ministerial Conference final declaration. Right? Remittances flow out of the total remittance of $860 billion in 2013. It is on a global level. Okay, globally, $860 billion of remittances are going from one country to another. Right? Approximately US dollar 669, that is 78%. Just remember, 78, approximately 80% of the remittances move to low and middle income countries. You should remember this. Now, why this proposal has been kept by the India in front of WTO? There is much in order to gain by the India by reducing the cost of remittance. What is the significance? Increased flow of remittances. If the remittances which are coming back from USA to India, if they are being charged, okay, so there are some charges taken in order to move the money from or capital from one country to another. Okay, at the border, or you can take it as an example of the central governments. So central government charge some money to convert the dollar into rupee and rupee into dollar and transfer the money from one country to another. So in order to, by reducing this cost of transferring, okay, so by reducing the cost of transferring, the flow of remittances will increase. People will be, the people who are currently saying that okay, we should not transfer our money because a lot of transaction charges will be taken by the governments. This will reduce, right? So it will be beneficial for India. Why? Because India received highest remittances in the global arena, approximately $125 billion in 2023. But it pays the cost of $7 to $8 billion as per the World Bank report. So out of $125 billion that it received, $7 to $8 billion has been paid as cost. So this is the things that is this shows the urgency of the matter, right? That's why India proposed to reduce the cost of transmissions. Another thing is that it will promote economic growth. How? It will be minimizing the cross-border payment expenses. It will increase trades and businesses in India when the money will be coming from foreign countries to India, right? Enable UPI to become global. So when the cross-border remittances, the cost of cross-border remittances will decrease, the UPI will gain prominence. Why? Because this UPI we as in India are launching UPI networks throughout the globe, right? And we have already launched this UPI in Bhutan, Singapore, UAE, etc. in order to promote the Indian rupee transaction in Indian rupee, right? So it will also help Indian banking sector, which is at the forefront of technology, to obtain a larger footprint in global economy. So in the global economy, India's banking space or Indian banking sector will improve to a large extent, right? So this is what the benefit of reducing the remittances, cost of remittances for India. That's why India has proposed this model to decrease the cost of remittances. Right, everyone, this topic is clear. Should we move to the next topic? Or is there any doubt regarding it?
No.
Okay. Now, moving to the next topic, digital monopolies and regulation of digital ecosystem. So, how this digital monopolies are being created and what is the need for regulation of it? So, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology has expressed a strong opposition to Google's delisting of certain applications from the Play Store. So, what actually has happened that Google has its own Android system. In the Android system, a Play Store app is there by this symbol. Okay, so in this, all apps are listed, right? So what actually was done by the Google, the apps which were made in certain apps which were made in India were delisted by the Google without giving the proper reasons. So that's why this Ministry of Electronics has come heavily on this Google, that why are you doing this type of practice, right? So how the regulations, what are the regulations? You should remember what are the regulations of this type of digital ecosystem in India, which can reduce this type of practices. So we have Competition Act of 2002, which aims to promote and sustain the competition in the market, right? So we already have a law with respect to the competition. Next is Information Technology Act of 2000, which is primary legislation in India, which ensures digital ecosystem. Okay, how this digital ecosystem will be governed, right? But what is the problem with this is that it was enacted in the inception period of the internet, when the internet was just starting in early 2000s, right? But from 2000, when the starting of the internet was going on, to 2024 or 25 recently, there is much change in the internet that has already taken place. There are many new practices that has come into the picture. AI has come into the picture. So this legislation needs refinements, okay, and updations. Now another rule that has been proposed is the sector specific rules, like social media. In order to regulate the social media, IT rules has already been proposed, right? Information Technology Intermediate Guidelines has been issued by the Government of India to regulate the over-the-top OTT platforms, those OTT platforms like Netflix, right? And other type of like Amazon, etc. So Amazon Prime, etc. So these are some of the OTT platform. In order to regulate them, Information Technology Intermediate Guidelines have been launched in 2021. And in order to regulate the e-commerce protection rules has already been launched. Right. So there are many regulations in order to promote the competition in the global arena with respect to the corporate culture, right? So in order to regulate this, there are many regulations in India. So these are the regulations that you should remember for your prelims, right? Now moving to the next topic, Human Development Report HDR of 2023-2024. So UNDP has released the HDR with the title Breaking the Gridlock, Reimagining Cooperation in the Polarized World. What you should remember for prelims is who launches this HDR. It is launched by United Nations Development Program, UNDP, right? And what is the title of this year's HDI? It is Breaking the Gridlock. So you should remember these two things in this it is relevant for your prelims. Now, what is this Human Development Report? It is released by UNDP, that you have already remembered, that you have already been told, and it is being released from 1990s. Its objective is to examine the major global challenges that affect human development, right? Now it releases the human along with the human development report, it releases the human development index, and it is being published in 1990. And what are the variables which go into the human in order to calculate the human development index? These are some of the variables, like in the dimension of long and healthy life. Okay, so health is one of the parameter that you should remember. Knowledge, that is the education, is also one parameter. A decent standard of living, standard of living is also one of the parameter. So in the health aspect, what is the different indicators that has been taken by this UNDP? You should remember these indicators also, because once or twice the question on the indicators has already been asked by the UPSC. So you should remember, and human development index is one of the most important index that is followed globally. So remembering this sub indexes is also important, right? So life expectancy at the birth, and then expectancy index. So this is the thing that is related to the health. And when we talk about the education, expected years of schooling and mean years of schooling, this gives the education index. These are the two indicators which are taken in the education sector. In the standard of living sector, GNI, that is gross national income per capita, on the per PPP basis, right? You should remember that on the PPP basis it is taken. It gives you GNI index, and all these index are then compiled to give the HDI, the Human Development Index. And the number can be varied from 0 to 1. Okay, so this, if one number is less than 0.55, then it is low human development. If it is from 0.55 to zero point 0.7, it is medium. 0.7 to zero point 0.8, it is high, and then above 0.8, it is very high human development. So this is what the indicators are, that you should remember all those indicators, right? So you should, what you can do, what is the help that you can get, is that dimensions, you remember dimensions are three. In the health aspect, only one. In the knowledge aspect, there are two. And in the standard of living, only one indicator is there. In effect, you have to remember these four indicators only. Now, what is this human development index? It measures countries' achievement in three basic dimensions that you have already talked about: health, knowledge or education, and decent standard of living. How HDA value is calculated? HDA value obtained by aggregating countries' scores in four indicators. That four indicators we have already talked about, and then by multiplying and those additions, etc., a single number between 0 to 1 is obtained, and which gives you the HDI. Okay, and it was developed by Pakistani economist Mahmood ul Haq. Yeah, that you should remember. This person is very important when we talk about the HDI, and not only in the prelims but in mains also you can write about him. Now, what are the limitations of this HDI? Limitations is one of the most important limitations is it does not reflect the inequality, poverty, human security, and empowerment. It only talks about the health, education, and standard of living. Does it talk about the poverty level? Does it talk about the inequalities that are taking place? No. So this is the one of the most important limitation of this HDI, right? Thus HDR provides additional composite indices to evaluate our life aspect. So some of the life aspect are evaluated by this indicator, but not, no, it cannot give you the whole picture. Now, some other things, that is gender disparity, cannot be get by this indicator, right? And even the racial inequality also cannot be given by this indicator. Now, United Nation Development Program, what is this agency, UNDP? This is the United Nations lead agency on international development. It works in 170 countries, right? And its main aim is to eradicate poverty and inequality, right? And it implements 6 cross-cutting approaches known as signature solutions. What is signature solutions? It is UNDP's initiative to work in 6 cross-cutting approaches to reduce poverty and inequality in throughout the world, right? Now, when was it established? It was established in 1966. Okay, what is the mandate of this agency? Mandate of this agency is to end poverty. This is very important. Build democratic governance, rule of law, and inclusive institutions. So you should remember at least this, that to end poverty is the main aim of this organization. It advocates for change to connect countries to knowledge, experience, and resources. So when the countries or people of the country will be having the knowledge, resources, etc., they will be they will be coming out of poverty. They will be coming out of poverty and moving to the richness, right? Now, its work is concentrated in three focus areas, that is sustainable development, democratic governance, and peace building, and climate and disaster religions. So these are the three areas which it focuses upon, and its headquarters is in New York, USA. Now, what this index has found about India? India has improved to 134 in 2022 from 135 in 2021, and it was 130 in 2018. That you must also remember. It was best in 2018, then it reduced in to 2021, and from there we have improved by just a single step, right? Now, HDI value, it has increased to 0.66644, but it is not very. It is very depth knowledge. You should not very much remember it, but this is just only for your knowledge. Okay, and as a country, we are at 0.644, right? Life expectancy in birth. This you should remember. These are the values that you should remember, not only for prelims but also for your mains also. Life expectancy at birth, it is approximately 67.7% in 2022 from 67.2 in 2021. Expected years of schooling has increased to 12.6. Mean year of schooling has increased to 6.5. Gross national income has increased to 6,951. Right? In the category, what is the category that India falls at? It falls in the medium human development index category. Okay, we discussed about the four categories based on the value of the HDI, right? So India is in medium, this range. Okay, when it will be crossing 0.7, then India will be in higher category. Now, this topic is over. Now we will talk about the next topic, that is household consumption expenditure survey 2022-2023. That was released, right? Okay, so what's the objective of this household consumption survey? It collects the information on the consumption of goods and services by the households of the country, or of Indians, right? So why this information is needed? Why do we need this? What every family or every household in India is consuming? Why do we need this data? We assess the poverty or even the effectiveness of government schemes through this. So what is the idea of India? Idea of a democratic nation or a state? State provides for its citizen. If the citizen is poor, then state provides them resources. So when the people are getting the resources, they should start consuming more goods as well as services. So when the citizens will not be poor, they will be their consumption will be very high. Okay, so it is the effectiveness of this survey that we are able to assess the level of poverty in India, right? So who conducts this survey? It is conducted by National Status Commission of NSSO, right? National Sample Survey Organization Office, right? Under the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, MOSPI. Okay, it is the ministry, and then this NSSO is a department under it, right? Initially, the NSSO was conducted every year, but now it is conducted roughly every 5 years, right? And you must also remember, for your knowledge, that 2017-18 survey, 17-18 survey was discarded by the government. Government rejected the survey, citing the data quality issues. The data quality is not very good. And in this survey, it was told that consumption of this poor or households was decreasing. So it was effectively saying that the government is not effective in its working. So that's why this government or the government decided to discard this government survey altogether. Okay. Now, what is this utility? Utility of household consumption expenditure survey. It is useful for understanding the consumption and expenditure patterns, even the standard of living and well-being of the household. It can play a key role in reviving the critical economic indicators, including GDP, poverty levels. Okay, so these are the some of the things that we are able to assess through this survey, right? Now, what is more important is this National Sample Survey Office, NSSO. What is this organization? It is part of NSO, National Sample Survey Statistics Office, NSO, and subordinate office under the control of MOSPI. So in under the MOSPI, that is this in ministry. In ministry, this is a subordinate office, NSSO. Okay, oh sorry, NSO, and in this NSO, the NSSO is a department. Okay, National Statistics Office NSO consists of Central Statistics Office CSO as well as NSSO. Okay, and maybe 3 or 4 days, 4 years before today, this NSO, NSSO, and CSO both were merged into the single organization NSSO. Right now, what is the purpose of it? It is to conduct large-scale surveys, sample surveys in the diversified fields. Right, this is the survey. But what you should remember is this organization structure. This is important. Okay, for your easy reference, I should make one diagram here. Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation is there under this National Statistics Organization is there, and under this two departments are there, NSSO and CSO. Right. So this is how the structure of this complete structure of India's statistics office is there. Okay, you should remember this. Now, what are the functions of this organization? It conducts periodic labor force survey, PLFS. So the data about the unemployment is given by this survey. It is one of the most important surveys. Okay, annual survey of industries. It gives the idea of the corporate actions or corporate fundamentals in the country that you should remember. Urban frame survey. This is also done by this organization. It collects data on the rural as well as urban prices and plays a significant role in improvement of the crop statistics. It also maintains a frame of urban areas unit used in the sample survey in urban areas. So in urban areas also, this organization conducts surveys. So you should remember that not only in the rural areas, but also in the urban areas, this body conducts surveys, right? So this is all about this household economic survey that we have, consumption survey that we have already talked about, and this is the end of this topic. And now we will moving to the next topic, that is umbrella organization UO for urban cooperative banks, UCBs. So before going through this topic, you should remember, you should also come into the knowledge of what is this urban organization, sorry, umbrella organization. So umbrella organization, as the name suggests, is an umbrella. Umbrella is the things which umbrella is one of the item which includes everything under it, right? So when we talk about the umbrella, it will be a single organization which will having multiple organizations within it, right? So this is what the concept of umbrella organization is. And now government has said that it will be given for urban cooperative banks. Okay, Ministry of Corporation has constituted National Urban Cooperative Finance and Development Corporation Limited, NUCFDC, an umbrella organization for urban cooperative banks. And what are urban cooperative banks? The cooperative banks which are having their base in urban areas. So by this, you should go into your static part, and then you should remember that in order to improve the financial inclusion throughout the country, the there were many committees formed by the government of India, and one of the most important measure or recommendation given by those committee was to increase the banking in urban and rural areas. So through this, urban cooperative banks and the rural regional rural banks came into being. So you should remember these are the banks, and you should remember through your statics knowledge, static knowledge, that what are these banks and rural banks are all about. Okay, where they can operate, what is the area of operation of these and these. Okay, what is the criteria for priority sector lending PSL for urban cooperative banks and regional rural banks, etc. So these are the things that you should remember from your statics topic. Okay, and for your current or ready reference, this umbrella organization has been formed for these urban cooperative societies also. Now, what is the timeline for this? In 2006, there was need for umbrella organization for urban cooperative societies was first emphasized by RBI working group. In 2009, this RBI group and another RBI working group has recommended the model, that what is the how the structure, what is the structure of this organization should look like. And in 2019, RBI has accrued the approval for this. Now, what is the major function for this NUCFDC? Okay, National Umbrella Organization. It will be offering liquidity as well as capital support to this to the urban cooperative banks, right? So there, if you will go miss backwards, if I take you a bit backward, so urban cooperative banks were having 2 or 3 years back, urban cooperative banks were having multiple issues. So what actually has happened due to these multiple issues, many of urban cooperative banks like Punjab and Sindh Urban Cooperative Bank was one. Okay, Maharashtra Cooperative Bank was one. Okay, so these were some of the cooperative banks which failed, and government this the people who are holding these, they were doing much of the mismanagement of funds. So what actually was the need was felt, it was felt that in order to regulate a proper regulation of this urban cooperative banks, there should be one umbrella organization and they should come under the direct purview of the RBI. So there were many reforms that were taken, and now the significant one of the most important reforms that is being taken is formation of this this umbrella organization. Now, what will the function? Its function will be offering liquidity and capital support to these urban cooperative bodies, right? It will also offer fund management and other consultancy services to the urban cooperative bodies. So if the urban cooperative body wants this consultancy services, how can they manage their credits better, how can they manage their operations better, then this body can give them finance this consultancy services also. Facilitation of regulatory compliance. So how the regulatory compliance will be done by this urban cooperative bodies, then this body can tell them, right? Developed a shared technology platform. So actually what the issue today of urban cooperative body is that they don't have a better digital software, okay, which can connect them to central database. So in order to create a single shared technology platform, this body can help these all the urban cooperative bodies, banks. Okay, so this is the major function of this umbrella organization. Now we should go a bit deeper into this National Federation of Urban Cooperative Banks and Credit Society Limited. Its headquarter will be based in New Delhi. Its genesis is it is a National Cooperative Society, which in 1977 got registered under Multi-State Cooperative Societies Act. Its role is to be an apex level promotion body for urban cooperative banks and credit societies limited in the country. activities will be, it will be training, it will be researching, and it will be making the core banking solutions for urban cooperative banks. Okay, so what is the need that we have already discussed? It is here that a technology platform is needed for this urban cooperative bodies, and this body will be helping them in order to get one, right? Now, members, who will be the members of this this umbrella organization? It will be urban cooperative bodies, state federations, National Cooperative Union of India, any other organization. But you should remember that no individual, single individual cannot be eligible for membership of the federation. This is the most important thing. If UPSC has to ask this question, it will include individual can also manage this, and then you have to eliminate this option, and then you will be reaching to the answer. Now, next topic that we are going to discuss is the Primary Agriculture Credit Societies, PACS. Now, various initiatives have been taken to expansion and modernization of primary agriculture credit societies. And what are these primary agriculture credit societies? They are grassroots level arms of short-term cooperative society structure. Okay, so short-term cooperative societies are there, and then its rural arms are primary agriculture credit society. So you may not have got it, but now you will be able to get it from this diagram, right? So cooperative societies system is there in India. So cooperative agriculture societies are there, and in those agriculture credit societies, some are short term credit, some offer short term credit, some offer long term credit. So short term credit, state central cooperative banks are there, district central cooperative banks are there, and primary agriculture credit societies are there, for which we are currently reading, right? In the long term category, state central cooperative agriculture rural development banks are there. Okay, rural development banks. Primary cooperative agriculture rural development banks are there. So these are the two type of institutions which are working for the long term finance of the agriculture sector, and these three are for the short term level. And and one of them, that is primary agriculture credit societies, we are referring in this article. Now, regulation. Who regulates this? It is registered under the Cooperative Societies Act. You should remember this. This is one of the most important information, and they are administered and registered by State Registrar of Cooperative Societies, RCS. So in every state, one registrar will be there, which will be who will be responsible for registering these cooperative societies, and they will be functioning under him only. Right? Now, they are also registered under the provisions of State Cooperative Societies Act. So this Cooperative Societies Act is a central legislation. So not only with respect to the center, they should also be registered with the state. So there are two level of regulations, that is state level as well as central level, for these primary agriculture credit societies. However, primary agriculture societies are outside the purview of Banking Regulations Act. So the banking regulation जो act है, it doesn't apply to this primary agriculture societies, and hence are not regulated by RBI. So there is no regulation of RBI on it. So you should remember that RBI is not the body which regulates it, but it is the state cooperative societies, the state registrar of cooperative societies, RCS. RCS is the main body who is responsible for regulation of these sectors, right? Now, refinancing, they are refinanced by NABARD through DCCBs and SCBs, okay, state cooperative banks. So we have already talked about the state credit cooperative banks and then state cooperative banks. These banks are given finance by NABARD, right? And then these banks then pass on the benefit or pass on the loans to the primary agriculture credit societies in order to give the loans to the farmers. short-term credit loans to the farmers, and their function is the short-term credit loans that we have already talked about. They also collect some repayments from the rural borrowers. Okay, whoever wants to give their interest, they want to give their loans back, then they collect them. They also provide some other inputs like seed, fertilizer, pesticide, etc. to the farmers. This is the main benefit of this primary agriculture credit societies. Significance: they play a key role in financial inclusion that we have already talked about. 40%, 41% of KCC loan in the throughout the country are given by these entities. Okay, so of the all the loan which are given to the farmers, of all that loan, 40% of the loan is given by these bodies to the farmers, and 90% of the KCC loans through PSCs are given to the small and marginal farmers. So this is what the importance of this organization, primary agriculture credit societies. 95% of the loan is given to the small and marginal farmers. What is the current status? More than 65,000 PACs are working throughout the country. This is the information that you should remember for your prelims. Okay, rest other is not very much important. Now, moving to the next topic, India's grain storage system. Grain storage system is the storage system which is used for collection of the grains, right? So you may have already read in your static syllabus that once a crop is harvested, right, then it moves to the post harvest sector. In the post harvest, what is done? It will be either stored or it will be sold off. So in the storage domain, we are going to talk about after the harvest. So what actually was the issue till now? It was that the infrastructure in India, storage infrastructure in India was very low, very low. So what actually was happening, that once the FCI was buying or procuring the wheat and rice or another crop that it wants to, then it was storing those in the sachets or the big what I can say, the packets. Okay, packets of 50 kgs, and then it was stacking them one over the other another, right? And what actually was happening, there was lot of rotting away of this grains. Okay, rotting away, and even some of the pest and rodents means rats and rodents were attacking this. So what actually was happening, it was a loss to the exchequer was taking place. So that is why what actually was demanded or needed was the increase in the storage infrastructure. So this is the basic understanding of this. And now what actually has happened, Prime Minister has inaugurated the pilot project for the world's largest grain storage plant in cooperative sector that for 11 primary agriculture cooperative society across 11 states. So what actually will be happening, across 11 states, 11 PSCs will be given some of the financial initiatives, and they will be developing the world's largest green storage system, right? So what is this about? What is the world largest grain storage system or plan in the crockery system? In the ministry involved will be Ministry of Cooperation, MOC. Purpose will be to establish a decentralized storage facility at PEC level. Okay, so you should remember that it is not on the central level that this storage infrastructure will be developed. It will be developed on the village level or district level. Okay, it will be establishment of warehouses, custom hiring sectors, and processing units. What will the benefits of the PSCs? It can avail subsidies, interest subvention for construction of grains or godown facilities and setting up of other agriculture infrastructure. So, if in order to construct this storage infrastructure, they can claim subsidies as well as invest interest subsidies. So this is the benefit that PSCs will be getting from the government of India in order to create the storage infrastructure. So what the government will be getting? Government will be getting a very big storage infrastructure which it can utilize for storing its output, grain output. Okay, who are the key agencies involved in this sector? It will be NBCC, FCI, that is Food Corporation India, CWC, Central Warehouse Corporation, and NCDC, National Cooperative Development Sector. Okay, and NABARD. So these are the agencies which will be implementing it. NBCC is the construction company. Okay, so this agency will also be involved in the construction of those warehouses and other storage infrastructure, right? So these are the one of the many five or most of the important agencies of the government of India which will be involved in the scheme, right? So other initiatives for augmentation of grain storage facilities, Warehousing Development and Regulation Act 2007 has been launched by the government of India. What it will be happening, what it will be doing is it will be issuing the negotiable warehouse receipt NWR system. So what actually will be happening that in the if a farmer is going to the warehouse, okay, and he is suppose 1 quintal of suppose, okay, 1 quintal of the grain has been deposited by this farmer to this warehouse, right? Then what this warehouse will be giving, it will be giving a negotiable warehouse receipt NWR to this farmer that okay, 1 quintal of this thing has been received. Now this receipt can be taken by by this farmer to take loans from banks. This is the benefit of this national negotiable warehouse receipt. It will be launched in the digital format and it can be availed by the farmer to take the loans from the banks. Okay, in the digital format. Private Entrepreneurs Guarantee Scheme. Okay, for augmenting the food storage capacity through the private participation. So, in order to increase the private participation in the storage infrastructure. National policy on handling, storage, and transportation of food grains has been launched in 2000 to minimize storage and transit loss to the by introduction of technology. Gramin Bhandaran Yojana has been launched for construction and renovation and expansion of rural godowns. PM Kishan Sampada Yojana has also been launched in order to increase the cold storage infrastructure and packaging units and warehousing facilities. So these are some of the initiatives that have been taken by the government. But what were the issue? Issue was that big storage infrastructure, big storage warehouses were not available, which can be taken care of by the PACs now. Right, everyone, got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now moving to the next topic is Krishi Vigyan Kendras. So what are these Krishi Vigyan Kendras? So we should talk about them. So Indian Council of Agriculture Research ICAR has celebrated the Golden Jubilee year of the establishment of Krishi Vigyan Kendras. So why this Golden Jubilee? Golden Jubilee is celebrated when 50 years have been done by after establishment of the organization, right? So 50 years has been completed. Now, what is this about Krishi Vigyan Kendra? Krishi Vigyan Kendra aims at assessment of location-specific technology modules in the agriculture and allied enterprises. So you should remember that Krishi Vigyan Kendras work in the agriculture as well as allied enterprises sector. They are only institutions at district level which work in the agriculture sector, right? They are an integral part of National Agriculture Research System, NARC, okay, in the National Agriculture Research System they have been formed. Okay, at the national level, state agricultural societies, universities at the state level are the major part in the growth and development of agricultural research and education. So in that sense, these Krishi Vigyan Kendras work for the agricultural research and education at national as well as state level. Okay, they have been functioning as knowledge and resource center. So this is very important because all the knowledge to the rural population. Okay, so if the rural population is illiterate and they don't have an idea of doing the agriculture, which pesticide will be good, which type of agriculture system or practice will be best, then this Krishi Vigyan Kendra goes to the farmers, okay, and they disseminate the knowledge and resources to them, right? So in that sense, this Krishi Vigyan Kendra becomes very important. The role of these becomes very important. They also provide agriculture extension services. Extension services are like advisory services, okay, to increase the agriculture productivity, food security, etc. And you should remember that currently there are 731 kvks in the country, right? So these are some of the things that you should remember about the Krishi Vigyan Kendras. And what is this Indian Council of Agriculture Research? It has headquartered in New Delhi. It has been established in 1929 as a registered society. Okay. Ministry, it is Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. Function, it is apex body for coordinating, guiding, and even managing research and education in agriculture and horticulture sector. Horticulture, fisheries, and animal sciences sector. Okay, so these are some of the things that you should remember about Krishi Vigyan Kendras as well as the Indian Council of Agriculture Research. These are some of the things. So now next thing that we have, next topic that we are going to discuss is patents. So if we talk about the data, that over 1 lakh patents were filed by the patent office from March 23 to 24, and this is the first time that India has achieved uh, this target, right? So this also shows that increasing of knowledge or patent knowledge in India, right? So now what actually has happened, that India has got 7th position in terms of resident patent filing activity in the world, according to WIPO report. What is this WIPO? We will talk about it later, but you should remember that now we have reached to a position of 7th position in order to in the terms of filing of IPRs, okay, filing of patents. Now, national convention and treaties which are related to the patents, it is Paris Convention, Patent Convention Treaty of 1970, and Budapest Treaty of 1977. You should remember only the names of these conventions, and you should also remember that India is a party to all of these agreements, right? Be it Budapest, be it the Patent Cooperation Treaty or the Paris Convention, India is party to all the three. Now, what is the patent and how they are governed in India? Right. So patent is an exclusive intellectual property right. It is a right which is granted to the invention, for an invention, and which is a product or process which is provides new way of doing things. Okay, if something is being done in the new way and there is some innovative about it, then that the person who has given this innovation is given some of the right, that okay, without your knowledge, without your permission, this patent or this knowledge cannot be used by any other country, company, or maybe individual. And to get the patent, technical information has to be given about the invention, has to be disclosed to the public. The public should know that how this patent, how this new thing has been developed by this person. Okay. And patent protection, it means that this invention cannot be commercially made available, used, distributed, or imported or sold by others without the owner's consent. So whoever who has filed that patent without his permission, this patent cannot be commercially exploited. And patents are territorial rights. You should remember that these are the territorial rights. These are only available in the country or region which patent has been filed and granted. So if a patent has been filed in India, then a person, in this patent holder cannot claim that this right should be protected in USA also, for example, where this patent has not been filed. Okay, so while you are filing the patent in a single country or a single jurisdiction, then there only you can claim the benefit of it. You cannot claim benefit outside that region. So it is defined by territory. What is the criteria for for the patent, giving of the patent? It should be novel. It should have an innovative step. inventive step. It should be capable of industrial application. Some of the commercial utilization can be done by this, using this patent. It should not fall under the category of inventions that are excluded from the patentability. Okay, so some of the things that has been excluded, which cannot be given the patents, this should not be this patent should not be filed for that purpose. Okay, so talking about the India, how this patent are managed in India, they are regulated by the Patents Act 1970. Okay, and also this Patents Act has repealed the Indian Patent Design Act of 1911, which was very very old legislation, right? So you should remember that by this Patent Act 1970 has come by replacing one of the other legislation. It has been amended thrice in 1999, 2002, and 2015, and it ensures amendment of 2005 ensures that compliance with WTO TRIPS agreement. So you should remember by your static knowledge what is the WTO TRIPS agreement. Okay, so TRIPS agreement protects the intellectual property rights of the citizen. Okay, and through this amendment, the extension of product patent was also added to the areas of pharmaceuticals and agriculture chemicals. So what is the time period of patent? 20 years. As per the act, certain things cannot be patented. Some of the things cannot be patented. What are these things? Such as plant, animal, whole or any part, including seeds, variety, or species cannot be patented. Okay. What are the initiatives taken to facilitate the filing of patents in India? National Intellectual Property Rights Policy has been launched in 2016, and it facilitates startup intellectual property protection, SIPP. Okay, it also gives some of the other measures like expedited examination of certain category of applicants. Okay, if a company is a startup, a small entity, etc., woman led, then expedition of this patent giving process is expedited, and patent granting is done very fast. National Intellectual Property Awareness Mission and NIPAM is there, a flagship program to impart IP awareness in order to make the people aware. Patent facilitating program has been launched, and IP Mitra etc. has been launched for startups in the patent, trademark, and designs under the extended scheme for facilitation of startup intellectual property protection, SIPP. So these are some of the initiatives that have been taken by for increasing the knowledge base of the patents in the country, right? Now, the things that we have talked about previously also, what is this World Intellectual Property Organization? This we are going to discuss now. It was established in 1967 through WIPO convention. It is a self-funding agency. Okay, it doesn't work for the donations, etc. Okay, it doesn't work on the donations of United Nations. Okay, it is agency of United Nations, serves as a global forum for intellectual property services, policy implementation, and even cooperation. Membership is 193 members, including India. India is also a member of this. You should remember this. Office is in Geneva. What are the functions of WPI? Governs treaties related to intellectual property rights, such as Berne Convention. Berne Convention you should also remember about. It is for protection of literary and artistic works, the works done by the artists. Okay, be it a painting, be it the music, okay, be it any book that has been written by the author. Okay, it releases the Global Innovation Index (GII) for collaboration in Cornell University and INSEAD. So in the collaboration with these two universities, these two institutions, it releases Global Innovation Index (GII). It also releases the reports like World Intellectual Property Report (WIPR). So these are some of the functions of World Intellectual Property Organization (WIPP). Now, International Intellectual Property Index. This is the new index. Okay, so it is better that it has come right after the WIPO index. Okay, so you already remember, you should also already remember that Global Innovation Index (GII) is launched by WIPO, right? There is a lot of confusion to the students that the majority of the students face. So that's why I'm going to clear it out here. Global Innovation Index is launched by WPIO, and when we talk about the International Intellectual Property Index, IP Index, so it is launched by USA, US Chamber of Commerce, right? So you should remember there is a difference between these two. Now, top countries in this index are USA. USA releases this index and keeps itself at the top, and then UK and France. India's position too has remained unchanged at 42. Okay. IP index is different from the global innovation index that I have already talked about, which is released by WPO. In the GIE also, India ranks at 40th position. So you should remember in the global innovation index, India is ranked at 40th position. And when we talk about the IP index, IP index, it is ranked at 42nd position. So there's a difference between both, right? Okay. Now moving to the next topic, Uttar Purv Transformative Industrialization Scheme, Unnati Scheme of 2024. So Uttar Purv, what does Uttar Purv means? Uttar is north and Purv means east. So in the northeast region, this scheme will be implemented for transformation of industrialization scheme. So Union Cabinet has approved this status of industrialization in Northeast India. In the North India, special economic zones has been formed. There are 5 zones that has been formed, out of which only 4 has been notified. Okay, but you should remember that none of the SEZ is operational is in the Northeast region. Okay, specialized industries that has been given the SEZ production, handloom and handicraft industry, bamboo industry, and rubber industry. Right. Now, MSMEs, number of MSMEs in Northeast region are only 2 or 3% of the total MSMEs in India. So that shows that in the Northeast region, there's a high demand or high urgency to increase the industrialization in that area, right? Assam has the largest number of MSMEs in Northeast region. Connectivity, road connectivity is low, or it has been increased to 16,000 recently. Inland waterways are there, and national waterway 2 is there, that you already remember. International infrastructure finance projects are also there. India, Myanmar, Thailand trilateral IMT highway, Kaladan multimodal transit project, and India Bangladesh protocol route, and Bangladesh Bhutan India Nepal motor vehicle BBI and MVA. These are some of the initiatives at international level in order to increase the connectivity of the Northeast region throughout the world, right? And this Kaladan multimodal transit transit project is very important. It keeps on coming in the news that you should remember, right? So about Unnati scheme, ministry will be central sector. It will be sector scheme. Central sector scheme is 100% allocation will be given by the central government, and states of the Northeast don't have to pay anything for the implementation of this scheme. So okay, and it will be under the Department of Promotion of Industry and Internet Trade, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, right? Its objective is to development of industries and generation of employment in the state of Northeast. Financial outlay approximately 10,000 crore. The financial outlay may not be important for your prelims related exam. Nodal agency is important. That Northeastern Development Finance Corporation NEDFI will be nodal agency for dispersing these initiatives. So when there are some other initiative also in order to promote the industrialization in the Northeast region. Prime Minister's Development Initiative for Northeast region, PM Divine, has been launched. So what is this PM Divine? You should remember that even if UPSC gives what is PM Divine related to, so you should remember that it is for the industrialization of the Northeast region. Okay, for the development of the Northeast region. Northeast Special Infrastructure Development Scheme, NESITS. It is also central sector schemes, NACID's road in order to develop road projects other than road infrastructure. Okay, and these are some of the sub schemes, some component of the scheme. Initiative for Northeast schemes of Northeast Council. Northeast Council has itself launched some of the schemes. Okay, so center sector, it is also a central sector scheme. Niti Forum for Northeast, Niti Aayog has launched a forum for Northeast region. Okay, it examines the various proposals, both central as well as state level, for prepare the plans for speedy development of Northeast region. And it has launched one of the concept of HERA. HERA is highway, inland waterway, railways, and airways. Okay, for this Northeast region, Digital Northeast Vision 2022. Okay, it identifies 8 digital areas in order to promote digital infrastructure in the Northeast region. So these are some of the schemes that has been launched for the Northeast region. Okay, a special accessible road a development program for Northeast, SADARP, NE. So these are some of the initiatives, right? Now, moving to the next topic, Electric Mobility Promotion Schemes 2024. This has been launched by the Government of India. Ministry of Heavy Industries. You should remember which is the implementing agency for this scheme. Okay, UPSC has a very good, very high tendency to of knowing or asking the implementing agency for a scheme, right? Has introduced the Electric Mobility Promotion Scheme 2024. Okay, EMPS 2024, to accelerate the adoption of EV electric vehicles in India. So what is the main purpose? Adoption of electric vehicles. About this funding and technology, it will be outlay will be 500 crore, and it is from 1st of April 2024 to 31st July 2024. Okay, this is only 4 months scheme. Its objective is faster adoption of electric two-wheelers. You should remember that two-wheelers, three-wheelers have been targeted in this scheme. Doesn't involve four-wheelers, right? Target was to support the around 3.72 lakh EVs, including two-wheelers and three-wheelers. Eligibility, eligible EV categories were two e-wheeler and three-wheelers that we have already talked about. In addition to commercial use, private or corporate owned registered two-wheelers will also be eligible. So even if a person who is a private person, or an individual, he wants to register his two-wheeler, then he can also take the benefit of the scheme. In order to increase the advanced technologies, the benefit of incentive will be extended to only those vehicles which are fitted with advanced batteries. Okay, so not every battery operated vehicle can avail this scheme. Some of the components of this scheme is subsidy. It is incentive for two-wheelers and three-wheelers that we have already talked about. Okay, the subsidies will be reimbursed to original equipment manufacturers, OEM, manufactured by the Government of India, right? A scheme of administrative scheme including information and education and communication, that is the awareness generation, will be done by awareness generation activities, and fee for the project management agency will be given by the Government of India. So other initiatives that have been taken by the Government of India to promote EV manufacturing ecosystem in India. PLI scheme has been launched. Okay, for e-vehicles. FAME India scheme has been launched. Its phase second was launched. Okay, phased manufacturing program was launched, and rationalization of GST on electric vehicles from 12% to 5%. So previously EVs were charged at 12%. Now they are charged at 5% GST only. On chargers and charging stations, electric vehicles from 18% to 5%. So 18% was the charging infrastructure that was taking place. Okay, GST was charged. Now it is charged at 5% only. Okay, technology platform for electric mobility, TPM, has been formed by Ministry of Science and Technology to play a key role in forming the electric mobility standardization roadmap for India. Okay, so this TPM has been launched by Ministry of Science and Technology. So this is all about the electric vehicle space in India. Okay, so these are the things that we had to discuss today in today's topic. Okay, so we will continue tomorrow from the next topic. Okay, so